Silence. How's it going, everyone? I'm Frank Cavone, and I'm here with Brett Porter and Doug Quimby, and today we have a very special podcast for all you kids and children. I don't even know what camera I'm looking at right now, but we are back. We're back, baby. How does it feel to be back and to be fucking live?
Feels dang good.
Feels pretty fucking sweaty right now, to be honest.
It does feel pretty.
I'm so comfortable right now. I never am. I'm always cold, and we have a nice humid basement to do this from. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the future of this podcast.
I am also looking forward to the future because thinking in the past is not the way to go, and our priorities have seemed to change just because of the nature of festival season. Like something we had to go and like make a crossroads with is seeing if we can do the podcast every week and do it where we're editing the podcast. And it's just not realistic, especially if we want to be up to date with things and talk about things week to week and also not killing ourselves along the process. We always have too much shit on our plate. We're the kings of it,
Right.
What are you gonna do? I'm very thankful that we have got this far in Mirth Films, and it's all good things. We're busy for great reasons, and this fucking journey this summer has been, to me, the most uplifting when it comes to like just fucking team camaraderie. We got Amy Clem, not Clemmy, and Brian Clem.
Dude, shout out to y'all. Y'all are awesome. For
Yes.
real. For real, we love you.
And just to kind of highlight on that, so in a way, for one, staying up to date is a big thing, and a lot about this industry is being recent and up to times, and with that, just with the inherent gap between shooting, editing, and posting, it does make it difficult. So we decided to take the old Bill O'Reilly approach. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Damn right.
It's the best way.
It is. And cheers. As all of you know, you can always watch and listen to the Kinda Live, Kinda Living podcast, Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast, Classless Bastards podcast, right on the Mirth Films YouTube channel, and it will also be streaming on Facebook and whatever else we can do to get the message across. There's a lot of different ways to watch this, so honestly, even if you have a certain way you like to watch podcasts that we might not know about or we're not taking advantage of, please let us know, because we want to improve to provide you quality content. But it's been and usually we do, how's it been each and every single week, but it's been fucking like a month and a half, 2 months since.
Yes.
So, guys, I'm going to start with you, Doug. How's your week been?
Let me pull out my notes.
Haha.
So, no, it's been a crazy, crazy summer. I would say definitely one of the best summers I've had in a minute. Starting out with Rye fucking Bread. That happened my birthday weekend. That was an amazing time. We were able to shoot every single band. We just had a great crew there. Even day 2 when you had to, day 3, you had to go to work, and I feel like we all really just rallied together, and then the storm came and busted us all down. Then Dr. Draw came up into the barn, reignited the fire of the festival, and then we had O'Teal and friends in the barn. It was an amazing show. Went to Jaw Fest this past weekend.
There's a Jaw Fest.
Jaw Fest, Dr. Jaw. It's at his property. I had to drive up a really muddy hill, but the Doobie Soobie made it.
The Doobie Soobie. And what belongs in the Doobie Soobie? Dougie's Juggy.
Dang straight. And so they're playing. I'm notable was like Conehead Buddha is the first time I ever saw them. It was amazing. They're like, one of their lead singers is this bald guy, but he sounds like 4 or 5 different people. It's really like could have started the Chonga line at any moment at that place. Mixed Roots was also sick. Dr. John, the Love Prophets, of course. Get that reggae, get that love going. Oobleck. And then we had a late night set by this band called Lefty. And some of the, play that funky music, white boy. This old white man was playing that funky music on the bass. Just like slapping the bass. The entire, dude, I was living for this guy. It was amazing. So that was awesome. Me and Frankie saw Robert Randolph the other day. We both were working simultaneously. That was pretty fun.
Robert Randolph.
Is it Robert Randolph or Robert Rudolph?
Yeah, so it is Robert Randolph. Robert
Rubin.
Randolph and the Family Band. He did play Empire State Plaza. And he's just a great Southern rocker. He's played in a lot of different formations of bands, from Phil Ush and Friends to just literally a whole variety of stuff. He's a slide guitarist, really good at what he does, and I would even say his band was just as good as him. To me.
Yeah, every single one of them was amazing. Like the second they started, they had that like the whole crowd. Like I feel like a part of the crowd just like came out of nowhere. Like everybody was so engaged, and like that slide guitar. It took me a minute to figure out like who was playing, because like I was like going to film and I was like I'm hearing guitar, and I'm like go looking at the bass. I'm like no, looking at the guitarist. I'm like no, is this guy just? But no, it was definitely an amazing live show. I'll definitely go see him again. Last thing that has been very relevant was Fish. Me and you went to the Syracuse show. I forget even when that was, but that was at some point this summer. That was awesome.
July 23rd, the exact
date.
Yeah.
Even before Rye fucking Bread. That's crazy.
The week before, dude. Like, it's like fucking Rye Bread happened. Fish happened, and then it's just like, what happened to the summer? And it's August now.
Dude, and, you know, we have a couple really fun events happening the next couple weekends. It's going to be nonstop until September.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited for it.
What about you, Brett?
How you been doing? What you been up
Shit,
to?
man. Well, Rye Bread, I gotta say, hearing about it, and not realizing that this is a music festival now 47 years in existence. My first taste of it was exactly what I expected, nice and seedy in the best way possible.
Hell yeah.
The third day was interesting because I got to witness the Schaghticoke Fairground turn into a goddamn water slide world. But it was fine. It was honestly like...
You held it down.
The only thing that didn't hold us down was the easy up. We lost an easy up and we lost the tent, but that's... Dude, that rain was coming down hard. What do you do about that?
There was nothing.
At one point, myself, Amy, and Brian Clem were underneath this tiny little awning type thing, and I see the field just getting all soaked, and to the point where the water isn't even being absorbed anymore. Those puddles are starting to form. And at this point, I am already like, it's as if I dove into a pool. It's like, how bad can this get? So I decided I wanted to do like a slip and slide into the grass, and I decided against that because as I was debating it, you showed up, and I instead decided to do the Stone Cold thing where I just fucking pound.
That was awesome,
dude.
And I will say, cheers to you for keeping the team spirit alive. Because at that point, I'm like driving there. I'm like, shit, I potentially just lost thousands of dollars of equipment. There's no service between where I was working and then fucking Rye Bread. And I get there, you and Amy Clem are just embracing the fucking rain. And I get out there, I was like, I brought extra clothes. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get fucking dumped on, whatever. And I didn't get that dumped on, but we had a system. You guys safely got out all the equipment, and we're here to tell a story with the same equipment that almost got fucking destroyed.
Almost being the key word. So
Almost.
that was just, dude, and that was just one festival, man. It's been a hell of a few weeks since then. I mean, dude, 75 days till I get married, which that part's just a crazy thing to wrap my head around. October 14th, by the way, I talked to you about it right before we went on air. October 14th is my bachelor party.
Well,
it's a beer Olympics.
Oh, I've heard about those.
Dude,
yeah.
It's taking
Never
place.
participated
It's
when I didn't go to
place.
college.
It's okay. It's taking place at the Classless Bastards compound.
Oh,
it's taking place
no
at
way.
taking place at the Classless Bastards compound. We're giving out prizes for first, second, third, and last.
I'm going for last, boys. You
Hell
heard
yeah.
it here.
Six events, up to 8 participants. We have myself and Nick have our women being the referees. It's gonna be the least stereotypical bachelor party. There's no strippers, no chooch, none of that crazy shit. But what there will be is very alarming amounts of drinking.
Well, sign me up. I'll be there October 14th.
October 14th. It's a Saturday.
It sounds like a Brett party to me.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Before I get into my spiel, Brett, I got one question for you. One question only.
5 inches.
How does it feel to be a Wook now?
Oh, that's where you're getting with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a Wook. Say that again, and I'll slam you through this goddamn table.
I stand corrected as I continuously punch the wrong camera angle. Bear with me, guys. But something great about this, doing this again live, is the fact that we get to have the chat going, and it wouldn't be a fucking podcast without the sixth man. So welcome to the show.
Yeah,
We got Billy.
Back, Dylan.
We got the Billy the motherfucking kid, and then we got Dylan saying "sip after cheers" on camera. And I will say, Dylan is now not the only person to tell me to sip after I take a cheers.
Well, I was the first one.
You were the OG.
Well, it might have been Dylan. Might have been
That
Dylan
could've
because he
also
was
been
watching.
He was monitoring it, and Dylan.
So rando?
You could say that, but yeah. So this obviously, like, I could go in depth with every fucking part of the day of every day if I could remember correctly. But really, what's been going on? Just trying to keep the ship afloat right now. Like, obviously, we have a lack of content that's been coming out, article-based, video-based, and I don't know. I feel like because of the what we're under pressure-wise for Wild in the Trees, we're just trying to, at least in my perspective, shift our focus to making sure that this is not only a successful event, but it is an event that raises a lot of money for Ronald McDonald House and takes care of every single person. Because if there's anything that I've learned this summer, you could do this shit the wrong way. We've seen it done the wrong way. And you know what? We've seen it done the right way. Just like Memorial Meltdown,
Very true.
even the smaller ones, the more grassroots ones, Jawfest sounded like pretty freaking gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
And then, honestly, even Catskill Mountain Jubilee, like, one of the biggest concerns with that festival was, where the fuck is the lineup? Because we were waiting up until like 3 days before, the lineup schedule.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Greg Bell didn't hear anything. Sorry, Greg. But like, if he doesn't hear anything, then
Nobody's hearing nothing.
Nobody's hearing nothing. As Sly Stallone would say. But yeah, other than that, just like really just trying to enjoy my summer for once, because I know how much pressure we're under and we're trying to be realistic. I was like, you know what? If all I can do is put out 110% for Wild in the Trees, and then I'm gonna take this summer. We've obviously got a lot of changes. Like, this episode is called, as one door closes, another one opens. We are trying to really kind of streamline a lot of processes in Mirth Films. It's a big word, processes. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's so many great series that we've had started but not followed through. And I think while we make great content, we could be more consistent. I take full responsibility for that. And that's why building this team and having people like Amy, having, an intern like Ian came out and did Rye Bread, had a great time, showed up day 3 just to show up.
That's side B, right?
That's side B.
Dude, yeah, that I gotta say, that kid was he was a legend.
He hit me up this week for more. I was like, dude, I got you.
Frankie, I think you, what's the word you would use out of context?
I don't know. What does it start with a G or an H?
Starts with G, rhymes with zooming.
Zooming? You might be onto something.
Oh, man. All right.
Other than that, yeah, just been actually playing a lot of guitar. I've been shooting music back and forth to Eddie Hotel, and shout out Eddie Hotel and Glass Pony. And he's going to record a couple songs that I wrote.
Nice.
Pinky's up. I like that. No one saw it on camera.
Dude, I always do. Like, dude, we've always
Pinky promise.
No.
I'll pinky promise you.
Thank
Get
you.
in there. Get in here.
Woo! Yeah, but I wrote this new song called The Watchman, and it's about just kicking ass and taking names. And then I got this other couple songs I've been working on as well. So Eddie and I were going to record a little EP of my music. And he was down for it. I was like, wow, you like it? I was like, okay, cool. So, and then I sent it to Sly. Shout out Sly Fox. I sent it to Sly, and Sly was like, yo, let's play this shit live. The Watchman's so down. I'm so down. Well, I'll get Steve from Hilltop. He'll play drums. Let's do it. And I was like, all right, man. I just need some liquid courage or some liquid death. Cheers. If I could just like slam this and do it on one fly
If
for
you could
audio
do it without
purposes.
getting anything on any equipment, I would be quite impressed.
I might get more liquid on all this stuff than we did at all at Rye Bread.
Dude,
But other than that, yeah, it's it. Just whip mode. About to put up a shit ton of posters. He's got the rack cards made. We got the posters made.
750 of them, boy.
750. You know what that means, ADK Fest. We're going to line that shit with rack cards. So
No car is safe.
no car.
Dude, if you have windshield wipers, we're placing these motherfuckers under.
You better
if
hope
your
it don't
door is
rain.
unlocked, I'm taking your change.
Yes.
Don't even
Yes.
get me started on what happens if your trunk's open.
We got to actually give a shout out to our sponsors as well as We got Nick Ginter in the home here. He's in the chat.
Nick Ginter of Ginter Electrical and Mechanical. The fucking man.
The man.
Down for the cause. Hates jam music. Still writes us a check. That's a G. He puts the G in jam.
He does put the G in gem. And also shout out to Lake George Steamboat Company. Shout out to Altered Apparel for always just making us great shit. I know there might not be a sponsor, but Radio X. Shout out to Corner Skate Shop, Season Skate Shop, SF Janitorial. Shout out to
Corner Skate Shop.
We said it to. Oh, come on, guys. We're
got,
so tight knit with this.
We got Uncommon Grounds, and then
so okay, I'll tell. I think we got most of it.
There's an NW in there.
We have Northern Wardens, the Dungeons and Dragons and Hobby Shop. We have Valhalla Drywall, and now we have the Ballston Spa branch of Northwestern fucking Mutual.
Ooh.
Shout out Northwestern.
Shout out Northwestern. They handled my retirement account, and they've done very well by me. I think I don't pay attention to it because I say set it and forget it.
Yeah.
I think that's all of our sponsors. It sounds.
That is, and then we have. I wish I could name every single one. To be fair, we have a ton of vendors this year.
So many,
yeah.
Dude. We have your beer vendor this year is your friends and mine, Scott Richards, and the team at Bella Sully's Tavern, Sully's East out of Glens Falls. They're going to be selling you your domestics and selling Common Roots IPAs for those that are into the crafty shit. We have my friend Laura Gerhardt coming in selling her cool jewelry stuff. That is L's Wraps. We have Spawn Creations, a man of the flowers. We've got Infrangible Inc. making their music festival debut where you could get yourself a tattoo for the low price of whatever they decide. Let's not even get started on Posterity Glass making a comeback. Dan and Garth doing another live glass blowing this year. Gonna be diggity dope. We have Boba Tea.
We have Chayen Boba Tea. We have Hippie Funland, providing all the hippie fun for on the land of the Lake George Skate Plaza. I mean, what else do we have?
We got Barn Cider,
Delicious
Cider. Barbecue. We got Upstate Coffee for your bougie coffee needs.
And how could we ever forget? We have the best pizza in all of Lake George, right on the grounds of the Lake George Skate Plaza. Everybody, Extra Mile Pizza, best mushrooms in all of the land.
Oh,
also for
Jesus.
pizza.
Seriously, the best mushrooms in all the land.
Yeah,
like it'll make
mushrooms.
you, if you don't like
hate
mushrooms, you will
guy.
like. They're like it's like little pieces of steak. I don't. He uses like wild mushrooms too, right? He picks them straight from the ground in the woods, and just like that looks good. Throws them on there.
What's wrong with pepperoni?
What's wrong with pepperoni?
I don't like pepperoni.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, I'm picky as shit when it comes to pizza.
Okay.
I like a good white pie with the ingredients accenting the flavor. Like that's something that's great about having a white pie. But like other than that, it's like the sauce matters so much. If you don't have a white pie, like you could have bad pizza, and we know
have
bad
sauce.
pizza.
We know.
Oh yeah,
you
can get lost in a bad sauce.
Ugh,
Just
that's
like
a
in
place to get lost.
it is, unless it's in Doug's apartment 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
That's,
Christ.
I mean, and that's where we're going to
That makes
transition to
sense.
because we got more things to talk about when it comes to Wild in the Trees because it's such a big part of what we're doing right now. But 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 2018,
Yeah, 2018.
we started doing podcasting. Actually, the year we started Mirth Films, right? No,
Basically,
it was
well,
2019. We started 4 years.
2019.
It was in the winter of 2019 on a
No.
blue couch.
No.
It wasn't the
It was
winter.
2018.
It was the end of.
Because 2019,
I was
we were
on-
still living in Queensbury.
I was on.
No, because I moved back in 2017. I think we moved into that apartment in 2018.
We did.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Then we lived there for a year. No, so we lived there for a year. So we might have started the winter of like 2019.
No, I can tell you why you didn't. Because I remember being on episode 7, titled "Soft Coffee of KLKL," and I was still working at a radio station in Queensbury, a station that I left in May of 2019.
So that would have been.
So would have
at
been
my apartment in 2019.
The
when
second
I moved there.
episode.
I was episode
after-
7.
You were the second episode at Doug's house.
So yeah, so it was 2019 was the start of KLKL.
Yes. Yep, Soft
narrowed it down.
Coffee.
I'm glad
Cam
we
Moss
fixed-
was on that too, right?
Cam Moss was on it.
Yes.
And I just felt I did not know that person at all, and I just
Nope.
felt like All I did was drown myself in the Milwaukee's best and shit on Fish fans.
That's okay.
Hey.
Fish fans are annoying, and
Dude,
but you know what? Ain't annoying.
Going this Saturday, baby. Taking my fucking fish virginity.
Yes.
I'm bringing
and
some people there for their first time this year. I'm
Just
very
be-
excited.
rumor mill is that our friend Abu Zeed is going to be there, huh?
Oh, he is. He is.
Really?
If I sent him his ticket and he sent me money, so there's no reason for him to not be there this Saturday.
I'm more excited.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Malik is the weird uncle of the Mirth Films.
He was on the 24-hour podcast.
He was.
He was a staple of the 24-hour.
100%.
He was.
He
No,
was-
We'll have to get him back onto this question mark of a podcast.
Yes.
Dude, I mean, you guys know I want to do another 20. Let's be real. I've wanted to do another 24-hour podcast for basically since 20 minutes after the 24-hour. So when I pitched this to these two fucking mooks, they're just like, no.
I mean, all right.
that was my
down
one.
for it again. I just think we shouldn't do it in the middle of summer, like in a
It was
winter
we
24
did it.
hour.
We did it. Well, we did it at the end of. We did it in the middle of spring.
we did. It was
was
April.
hot.
It was April 30th and May 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we should do a March, like early March.
But like a winter podcast, there's nothing going on.
But
anywhere.
then you can't skate outside.
I don't need to skate outside.
Yeah. Honestly, like
Game
now
of
I feel
that.
like that angle's not that good, dog.
That wasn't a great angle.
But you know what? Let's address the elephant in the room, because I think it might be possible now that we are in a new fucking place. I mean, we're in Ramon's basement right now.
Dude, there's a
Live
whole
from
room
Ramon's
behind that.
basement.
Dude, there's a bathroom on the other side of this wall.
I kind of want to get a neon sign that says Ramon's basement.
Ooh, I
This is
like
more
that.
his
I
house
like
than my
that.
house.
I love that.
Or just,
Cosign.
or just like a big blow up picture of Ramon's head just somewhere.
Dude, no, I need that behind me, like right here.
Ramon is always with us in every podcast. I like it.
Whether he's actually on the show or just screaming from upstairs
Whether
playing
he's
his
in
video
the
games.
country or not.
Screaming, whether he's in the DR or chilling up in his BR playing a battle royale,
Ooh-wee.
does not matter.
Can I get a rye fucking bread? Because
Fry
somebody.
fucking bread.
So shout out to Jonathan Skomsky for the
Sounds
rye
like your
fucking
name.
bread. I dig it. Woo Ramon's basement. I'm not wooing anything that Ramon has.
will.
You will.
We
Okay.
did.
Woo! Didn't
Yeah.
make the cut for the video. Sorry guys.
Dude, I want that fucking video. When we shot the goddamn Wild in the Trees promo, I let out a woo. I let out a hard woo, and I want you guys to just close your eyes and paint yourself a picture of me going woo,
Like he hit
but
him.
like chop, knife edge, Ric Flair chop.
And think about how loud that canyon is at Fort William Henry. This was louder. This is the shot heard around the world, buddy.
It's the chop heard around the world.
Yes, the chop heard. Yes. So yeah, we're hitting reset on a lot of things. One being the podcast. We want to go back to the live atmosphere, and it's actually, I will say this is. Thank you guys for wanting to do this here, because you guys have to now drive this far, and I'm sorry.
A
You know
little
what?
further.
When the podcast first started, you had to drive up an hour north to do the podcast.
And
So-
bring all your shit.
And bring all the shit, but you know what? Times have changed.
No,
Sorry.
I don't mind. I don't mind. And you know what? I know the way to your house, and I also know where to start my smoking on the way to Imperfect Lager home. So
Yes.
I'm cool with this.
So yeah, we're changing the name. You could guess what it's going to be. If you do guess right, I will give you a shout out on the next podcast. I guess.
We will personally, the first person to guess it correctly through a Facebook direct message, and only a Facebook direct message, will get one complimentary Mirth Films tie-dye shirt, size, so long as your size is available. If not,
well, maybe we'll give you a print or something.
we'll do like
We'll give you a Wild in the Trees poster.
we'll do like a win a date with Tad Hamilton thing. You can take one of the three of us out to dinner. No kissing on the lips, almost no sex.
We do got to keep things kind of rated here, so that's why we preface the almost. So, 25 minutes in, I feel like I'm having more fun than I have had at any Putnam Place podcast, which big shout out to Sly Fox. Big shout out to the staff just for always being to me the most nicest people. Even just to let us in, give us the key to the building, for as long as we were doing it. You know, things change, man. It just is what it is. I think we were focused on doing bigger and better things. And I also think that we're in a great position with just the reputation that we built up with the musicians, first and foremost. Because without them, we would probably not be here. But if we're being real here, skateboarding too. And that's where it's just like we open 7 projects. We get three done at this point. And I like committing to things. So it's time that we do that. But I think I'm fucking this audio up, guys.
All right, and in the meantime, all right, Doug. Let's say hypothetically speaking.
See.
Wait, how bad do we want to get with this?
I think we should get as bad as the Michael Jackson song bad.
Okay. All right.
Really
Okay, you are between your mother and your father.
All right. I'm pretty great spot to be. I love both of them.
1 inch in. Dad's 1 inch.
All of a sudden, don't love this.
Which direction do you go to escape? In or out?
In or out?
I go to the left, bro.
To the left, huh?
I always hated that in like a movie or something when they're getting chased and they're like, oh, like there's from 2 sides. Well, go left or right. They're not coming from either of those.
It's NASCAR, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, go to the left.
I'm gonna go
hard to the left.
Have you guys seen that video where this guy, like, you could tell he's drank like at least 37 high noons before high noon, and he's like, I'm fucked up. All I know is I'm gonna watch some NASCAR. They're gonna go real fast and real left.
Is it a vertical video?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That guy is my spirit animal. If I never left Fort Ann, I would be the world's probably most premier NASCAR fan. I would have grizzly wintergreen in my mouth. I would never wear a shirt. I'd probably have a rebel flag tattooed somewhere. And I would tell you at least 4 times a day, I would be yelling, "Raise hell, praise Dale."
Praise Dale.
Raise hell, praise Dale.
Oh,
that would be that's the Fort Ann live, laugh, love.
I'll take that.
Oh, shout out Fort Ann. I love you guys. Without you,
God.
I couldn't have graduated 9th in my class.
That's it. The
Raise
Cardinals,
hell.
right?
Live, laugh, raise, praise.
You've always been a Cardinal.
Always
huh?
been a Cardinal.
How does it feel to always be a Cardinal?
I feel pretty red and feathered.
Yeah.
And like I was, like I made my way back home to learn to fly. You know.
The Beekman. I just want to give some shout outs here. Number 1, Brett Porter. Everybody give a round of applause for Brett Porter here.
Thank you.
Brett has
Couldn't do it without
not
myself.
only taken under the pressure of the same shit we all have to do here, Brett is also getting married in 75 days. So he also has to worry about not only this bullshit, but the most important day of his life.
Wild in the trees.
Don't tell
Love
Taylor
you, babe.
that.
Love you, babe.
Shout out to Doug Quimby for, honestly, going to concerts.
Damn, bro.
Shout out to Doug for going out there and having
Because
fun.
there's a lot of times in the past where maybe I brought you, not brought you,
home.
but
Home's dope.
yeah, you like home, but it seems like you found your good group of people within
Yeah.
the music scene, and for that reason, it melts my heart. It makes me want to cry.
It feels good.
And you were at a place at Greg Bell's birthday for a day that I didn't realize would be so important to me right now. So, fuck yeah, man. I would have never went if it wasn't for you. So thank you
that's
so
awesome.
much.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
I'm serious.
Everything happens for a reason.
Seriously. And shout out to Ross Adams, because every time I see Ross Adams, he's at a concert, always wants to take a selfie. Fuck yeah, Ross Adams. And shout out Amy Modesti for literally being the fucking coolest person ever.
Hell's yeah.
Respect. Other than that, got to plug something. Rock the Dock sets. I didn't realize how much I like Eggy, and I just put out their set. Shout out to John King for providing the audio, because we didn't have any audio for that set. So that was available on Archive, which you can listen to, but also if you want to watch it visually, your camera work was killer in it. And the first 2 songs, we lost the front of house camera after, I don't know, the first 2 songs, but to hear them bust out, what is it called? Crosby, Stills and Nash. Dun, dun, dun. Southern Cross. It was, dude. It was. That's Jake Pagnotta and I's one of our favorite songs. We lost our minds listening to that song at the Gorge for Fish, and so it was cool to hear just a band play a song that is fucking rad. And then yeah, I did see that there was this news article about, and this brings up a lot of stuff that we've also experienced recently. I'm not going to name the Buffalo Festival, but it did get named publicly in the newspaper out where the Buffalonians live. There's this festival where they're not paying musicians to play. And we've experienced that.
Like for like a benefit?
No.
Okay.
Yep,
That's
and
odd.
people are losing their fucking shit, which I don't blame them. But at the same time, you know, like, I don't know how to say, you know, we've experienced that recently, and it's fucked up. Don't commit to something you can't afford.
Yes. Like, you know, and like with that whole situation, like talking to people, I was like, you know, like if you're gonna be running like an event or a festival, I feel like your first priority should be the bands, the sound, and then your media people. Because without them, ain't nobody gonna know about your festival, or while they're there, gonna even be at your festival if you don't have no band and no sound people to put it on. So, I mean, like, that is a pretty ludicrous situation, especially if it's not for a benefit. Like, these people are putting together this festival and all these bands are playing, and they're literally getting all the profits from it, from all of these people hard work. That doesn't sit too great with me. I mean, if it was for like a benefit or like a fundraiser for like, you know, like a charity, that's something different. But if that's just for you to line your pockets, that's pretty messed up, I would say.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a ludicrous thing to say, and it is fucked up because there are. I mean, we can all kind of paint the picture in our head and use our theater of the mind to insert festival name here, but it shouldn't happen at all. And benefits are one thing, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Like any musician who wants to volunteer their time to help raise money for something, for a cause, is never a bad thing. But when you as a business operator are doing something, and it's just like anything else, if you say you're going to pay somebody, pay them. It's unfortunate when things happen, when something gets in your way that perhaps forces your hand to where, God forbid, you might have to take. Dude, I'm not trying to put ourselves on a pedestal, but Frankie, how much money did the three of us have to pull out of pocket to pay for Wild in the Trees last year?
I mean, you know, I think we did pretty good.
We did, but we had to fill a gap.
But that being said, what we did right was we didn't bite off too much, you know? Like,
yes.
We were realistic about what we needed to do to prove that we could do this. And going in, we were very lucky. Going into this festival almost at zero was like unheard of for a first year festival. So fuck yeah. But at the same time, yeah, we didn't book a band for like an exorbitant amount of money just to, like, I'm not going to say like people do that to be cool or, you know, but it's like, I think we've been exposed to a lot of things that work great, but took a long time to get there, but had to start somewhere. First, great example, bringing it back to Robert Randolph. The first Adirondack Independence Music Festival was 2016. Robert Randolph and the Family Band. That was the biggest band. Everything else was like Formula 5, Capital Zen, that level of shit. In our instance, our biggest band was Annie and the Water. This year, it's a different story. Are we sweating bullets a little bit? Yeah. To be transparent.
That's a little bit. Yeah.
But if we weren't sweating bullets, we wouldn't give a shit. And I think that, I don't know, it's easy to be lazy when you plan an event like a year out.
It's easy to be safe, but that's lame, dude.
And I will say, like, I mean, it makes sense if you want to get like a bigger band to draw like a crowd. You know, because obviously bands can pull their own fans, but like you can't just throw all your eggs in one basket. Like you gotta do the media and the promotion. You gotta get the word out about your festival. You can't just if you put a big name on the poster, that's not just gonna. You gotta put the poster somewhere.
Right. I mean, $7.49 rack cards ain't gonna do it. You need $7.50.
Goddamn right.
Are you new to this?
No Stewart's is safe, by the way. I want to, actually, that might be my goal. I'm going to hit at least, there goes about 37 of those 750 rack cards.
52 card pickup.
52 pickup.
Oh, man.
But yes, if you or a loved one would like to help myself and the other half of Classless Bastards become some poster boys with some rack cards at some local Stewart shops, please hit us up.
You know what? I'll
Street
take
team.
I'll take a little bit
Street
off those.
team.
I know a couple people that have, carded in the past, and I think they would definitely help us card.
Anyone who wants to card or be carded, and actually, I will even extend this Sunday morning, because we got Fish Saturday. Sunday morning, anyone who wants to meet me at my apartment with the other half of Classless Bastards and poster boy it up with us, beer and pizza. I can't pay you, but I can throw you a pizza party.
Or even, give a free ticket to Wild in the Trees.
I think that's reasonable.
Beer and pizza.
Beer and pizza,
Beer and
okay.
pizza.
Well, how about you go that day, you get beer and pizza, and you also get a ticket to Wild in the Trees?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, that's kind of how they do
That's
it.
a jam band thing,
If
yeah.
you card for an event, you get a ticket for that event.
But at the same
I'll
time,
tell you what, that really helped me out this summer.
You street teamed?
I know somebody that street team that definitely did something with their ticket that really helped out a summer. Let's just leave it at that. Heady trades.
Mirth Films does not endorse the usage of ticket transferring from person to person.
PTP.
Unless it's heady as fuck.
All we are as a organization, as you said, fans first.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes we'll go to great lengths to be fans first, and that's okay. By the way, dude, Fish on Film, by the way, my new favorite Instagram.
It's a great Instagram
Did you
handle.
watch the Billy Strings interview recently?
No, but I'm excited to hear about it.
Uncomfortable as fuck in the best way possible. You'll love it.
Hell yeah, Fish on Film, John Fish meme. There's so many great ones, and you're gonna have the book read to you this fucking Saturday. I can't tell you how we were talking
5 days
shit.
away?
Yeah, at the beginning of the Put in Place podcast, we were like, God fucking damn it,
Dude,
they're never playing this back.
They're washed up.
And now,
What are they, too big for Saratoga? What the fuck?
And honestly, for unfortunate reasons,
funny you say they're washed up, because that's actually kind of why this happened.
Yes, and the last time they did a benefit was for
Entendre.
So 2011, there was a similar situation. I think it was Hurricane Irene. Fish did a benefit show in Vermont, I think in Essex Junction, and raised a shit ton of money. And it was a great standard set of music. But the band has evolved since then. I'd like to think, just listening through the years. And but seeing Fish at SPAC, nothing beats it. I don't care if it's fucking downpouring. I'm just going to embrace every second of it.
And when was the last year? I think it was like
2019. Last time they played SPAC was July 2nd and July 3rd of 2019. I was just listening to the shows. We got a Tweety Prize second song opener the first day, and then Fluffhead opener the second day. That was awesome. Got my first llama. A lot of memorable. And like
I do remember that show now. Yeah.
I remember standing right next to you. You were like almost like under the bridge watching the show, and it's going to be magical, and I can't wait for you to see why we love this band so much and why they have the impact that they do on literally the whole fucking scene.
Saratoga, get ready.
Saratoga, get ready.
Dude, by the way, can we all just take a second to appreciate anyone in Saratoga who works for any public service? Because that weekend is going to be fucking bonkers.
Shout out to y'all.
Dude, Fish Friday, Saturday, Travers Day at the racetrack that same fucking day. Every person in the tri-state area who either gambles on horses or listens to Jam is going to be in Saratoga. And I hate to say it, I think if gone awry, this could be Fish Glens Falls 1994 all over again.
I would love it.
I want to be part of
on a safe
such
side,
things.
don't drink and drive. It's going to be the weekend to drink and drive, so don't do it. There's going to be a lot of people out there. We got to keep everybody safe and get them there for the second night. Yeah, I mean, for the service industry, fuck.
Dude,
they're going to ride the lightning that weekend.
Your bartenders out there, you're going to make some money. Your servers, you're going to make some money. Your police officers, you are going to get
make some money.
You are going to get metaphorically dookied upon. Your EMS workers, you are going
saving grace,
to
please.
be busy.
Shout out
Your employment offices, you can take the weekend off.
Oh no.
I love it.
I
love
It's gonna
it.
be a fantastic weekend, man. I'm so excited.
Yes.
And just, Fish is just a special time, and I feel like at SPAC is such a unique experience.
Dude,
like,
SPAC's
I have so many special memories of Fish at SPAC. Even the times I didn't even have the ticket to afford to go in, I still remember those times. Like,
Yeah.
this is something I've been wanting for the past few years, and I'm so excited that it's come back around again. And it's for a good cause. So
For a great cause.
shouts out.
First show's back since the pandemic here in Saratoga Springs, other than Trey's show in June of 2021. But just to switch things up and get into the latter half of the podcast here. First off, Wild in the Trees. We got a killer lineup. Half the tickets go to Ronald McDonald House. Half the ticket sales, I should say. Go check out the lineup and all the other information right on mirth-films.com/wildinthetrees. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 22nd, we will be sharing all the information regarding skateboarding contests and how you can sign up. So stay tuned for that. And I'm so happy to say that and it be actually legit because we are doing this live. But I was starting at the end of the Putnam Place version of the podcast. I was starting to bring up like my menu of the week. And I got a couple shout outs for food and that I want to share with everybody. First off, my new favorite menu item at Taco Bell, the Chipotle Ranch Grilled Chicken Burrito.
Yes.
$2.67. That'll get you pretty full for lunchtime. And since we've all started doing this shit again, I've been working out a lot, like going exercising a lot, to clear my fucking mind and just to get healthy. And I've lost weight eating Taco Bell, so fuck
And
you.
smoking Black and Miles.
And smoking. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe a little bit. Hey, I'm fucking 30 years old, right?
Dude, by the way, I just to jump ship for a second. Very special shout out to those of you keeping score at home. Frankie and I are both Plattsburgh State alumni, and a good friend of ours, Mr. Greg Thomas, hosted, emceed, and catered his own fucking 30th birthday. Hennessy cake, emceeing, full blown. I saw bits on the Instagram story, and there is something very special about seeing our friend Greg, one of the most charismatic people I ever know. It takes a special man to grab a fucking microphone at your own birthday.
I'll give a cheers to Greg Thomas.
With your Hennessy cake, grabbing your microphone, blah 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 blah, cheering everybody on, hyping up the crowd instead of them hyping you up. That man is an MC at heart, and I just hope 30 is good to him. Also, shout out to our intern. Is Nick B been mentioned on the podcast yet?
Who's that?
Mr. Baldy.
Mr. Baldy.
Nick B. Shout out Nick B for just being a straight up moron.
Shout out Nick B. Shout out Nick B for wearing a "Guess Who's Turning 30" T-shirt to our wild.
And I think the funniest thing I've ever heard out of anybody's mouth in recent times is how he didn't get hired at Zoomies. And they're like not hiring skaters or something like that.
Yeah, they only hire people that are into clothes and fashion. We
like,
don't need skaters at Zoomies.
I think Guess Who's Turning 30 would have been a great. Dude, that is such a.
He just found out at the thrift store.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, did you know Frankie just turned 30? He's like, no.
The kid's got swag. Nick, if I can tell you anything, stay away from the women. Stay away from the parties. We need you.
He's got a girlfriend now.
You dump her. Dump her. Marie Bidwell, Brian Bidwell. Don't allow that. We need him to make us some money skating. And
we'll flow you eventually.
And we might give you the last part in the video because you have been crushing it and influencing Doug and I both to go skate, and it's been a fucking ride, man.
Yeah, I went skating last weekend, and dude, it took me literally like 7 days for my legs to feel fine again. It was messed up, but I didn't skate for like 3-4 weeks. So
it's the elevation, man. We're like 100 feet up.
Yeah,
you know,
it's high. We're very high up.
Speaking of high, Patty Ellis says hi, guys, with an H-I-G-H.
Patty Ellis.
Hello, Patty Ellis.
Who's Patty Ellis?
Patty Ellis is a fan of the podcast, it seems.
Fuck yeah, man.
And let's see, what else do we got here?
We
just
have
another food item. I had another food item.
Crowd engagement I've seen.
So another food item I got to talk about. Espresso martinis are fucking bomb, dude.
Pretty good.
Espresso martinis are fantastic. It's the mixing the benefits of getting drunk and risking having a heart attack.
Yes.
Same reason why I love vodka Red Bulls.
Goddamn right.
Hey.
Same reason. Fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. And then on that note, I think it's time.
Dude, wait, is that your only fast food? So espresso martinis and Chipotle Ranch grilled chicken burritos?
That's just my food of the week. Obviously, we're going to give a shout out to the Givens Reuben sandwiches, everybody.
So,
Dude,
I gotta say.
Video's been doing well,
So,
I feel.
I gotta add.
That was
I
off the
have
cuff.
to-
I cut that in 1 minute, one try.
Yeah.
One take wonder, buddy.
So,
That take Frank for
I
a
think, so hear me out here. I think fast food new menu item of the week could be a recurring segment because I was just told one that I finally tried and said, okay, this is not that bad. My friend Zach Wall, the mother of my adorable goddaughter, when you see that picture of the Mirthling family, that's them. The McChicken with cheese.
McChicken with cheese.
The
That's
McChicken.
not bad.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Is that like a special order sort of thing?
Well,
Is the cheese melted?
Add ketchup as chicken patty on a bun, man.
It's literally like a little. Sometimes it's melted.
I mean, you need some
Yeah,
cheddar
like-
with some fried chicken, right?
Is
Is it cheddar cheese or American?
It's what it is. Probably American.
Probably whatever.
Probably
The
American.
only cheese they have, Frank. I don't
No,
think they
that's
have
right.
is.
They don't have a variety.
They don't have
chicken.
aged cheddar cheese.
Dude, they don't have.
What the
they don't
fuck?
have. Dude, they don't have a smoked Gouda back there.
Not only McDonald's is, I think they're on their way back up, man. I mean, they got the $5 meal now. It's more filling than the Wendy's $5 meal.
Remember when it was the
I
faux
feel
for
like
faux?
Wendy's has a 4
Wendy's
for
was
4.
4 for 4.
Well,
It's
it's
gone.
4 for 4. Then it was 4 for 4.44, and now it's the Biggie 5.
Not the Biggie 5.
$5
dang.
biggie bag.
Dude, it's so fucking. God, fast food marketing is lame. Fast food isn't even. Fast food was once upon a time the staple of having a affordable, easy on the pockets meal. But the jump from fast food to a sit down joint isn't even that staunch anymore. You could, $15, you could get yourself probably a large meal at like a McDonald's in a metropolitan area. Or you could go to a sit-down place, have a couple cocktails, go to Bombers. By the way, we miss Bombers, and I would like to take this moment to say, Bombers, we miss you. If it were not for the Bombers location on Lark Street, we at Mirth Films would not have had some of our greatest ideas. Every Mirth minute I ever shot, Frankie will attest, I had at least 5 Coronas, 6 or 7 shots of Espolon Gold Tequila. Sometimes even $2 PBRs.
Sometimes even $2 Casamigos.
Yeah.
Anything. And this was at like 1 o'clock in the daytime. He's getting fucking drunk at 1.
Yeah.
For like a 6 o'clock podcast.
Dude, Mirth Minute, yeah. Getting there at 1. Mirth Minute shoot at 3 after I'm fucking loaded. 1 taking half of them. Fucking up the rest. And then Cheap Flights podcasts. Well, I'm like trying to sober up. Trying not to fall asleep. And now Bombers is gone. And that's I think that's a piece of Lark Street history that I'm personally gonna miss. And obviously us not being at the Chestnut Street compound anymore. Will officially never. They'll only exist in our lives as a memory.
Officially with a PH in that. Yes. Yeah. Pour one out for Bombers. Have a
Have some Cajun fries. Make your own Cajun fries for us.
Rasta fries.
Rasta fries. Dude.
Miss them. We used to get those. A basket of fucking Rasta fries.
Basket of Rasta
oh my
fries.
God.
Surprised.
I don't even know. Jerk seasoning, maybe?
Yeah, it's basically like jerk chicken seasoning on fries.
That
Dude.
sounds delicious.
Bomb.
Yeah. And we got to give a shout out to Ralph Renna, Hi, with a GH. There must be a theme here, but
Pete.
I can tell you one thing, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't want to part of that, do it?
Yeah, do it. You know, it's funny. You bring up Dewey, huh?
Oh, always.
Sometimes when people ask me my favorite movie, I always forget.
Walk
But
Hard.
Heard about that.
I
It's
think
an
my
easy one to
favorite
forget
movie
about.
is probably Dewey Cox.
Walk hard.
Walk Hard, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and then also Idiocracy. Just 3 of like.
Great.
That's a good one.
I mean, there's so many good ones, though,
There's
right?
a lot of
Often.
movies. Have you seen the Super
Often.
Mario movie? Because that's what I've been watching. The Super
Okay,
Mario
so
movie,
we're
I
gonna
watched
go.
it like
we're
4
gonna do it
times.
this way,
Yeah.
huh? This is the way we're
Dude,
doing
nice
it.
segue. Nice segue. That was a nice.
Yeah. Here, let me give you a high five into your camera angle. Here you go, Dougie.
So no, I've been, dude. So Mario movies on Peacock. So $4.99 a month with ads. You can watch the Mario movie. They also have that '70s show. I've been rocking that. But besides the Mario movie, I was gifted on my birthday the newer Mario Party Superstars.
What?
So I've been playing a lot of that. I'm playing a lot of Super Mario Party. So that's
Send us a video.
We always good, man. Dude, hey.
Or just the highest viewed article on all of mirth-films.com.
I actually went back to read that because I was like, oh, I'm trying to unlock a character. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it somewhere. Yeah. No, it was a good article. I was like, wow, this really breaks it all down.
Yeah.
Do we know what the least viewed article is?
It's probably every single news article I've ever written.
I feel like one of my WWE ones could have gone a little, probably flew.
That's why I do that. Evergreen content. Sorry to everybody listening to the podcast right now. My mic is fucked.
So Frankie is gonna scream really close to my chest.
You should blow in it like an N64 cart, bro.
Yeah.
I should. But nobody can hear me anyway, so that's better. Holy shit. Sorry. Cajun fries. Yes, Ralph Redna. So you've been playing the new game. What else have you been consuming?
Besides that, for podcasts, this one, Dark Knight Diaries, about just like hacking, good hacking, bad hacking, all of that computer stuff. It's hella fun.
That's sick.
Been listening to some rap playlists. Been listening to some, classic rock, Lana Del Rey. There's a little bit of everything. I'm out here.
We out there. And shout out Ralph Redna again. Ralph is, for the guys who don't know him, Ralph Redna is a leading member in helping push the hardcore punk metal scene. He's got a lot of great stuff that he's working on right now. Ralph, I would love to share what you're doing, but I don't know if it's announced yet. So you tell me in the comments if it is, and we would love to have you on the podcast just to share again what you've been doing. He's been doing online podcasting for like fucking years.
That's awesome.
He was a pioneer before like the video podcast became a thing in this area. So golf clap to Ralph Redna. Golf clap to Rob Schminnix because we fucking love him.
Oh, the man.
Pots and pans.
Pots and pans. And then Brett, what have you been consuming?
So, I watched this entire video on, it was about a WCW promo that went on in Pyongyang, North Korea. I watched a documentary on that where it was this Japanese wrestler.
Yeah.
It was this Japanese wrestler, Antonio Inoki, he had his own promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and actually had his political career was kind of in the shits and was trying to run for re-election. At the same time, WCW was in a ratings battle with the WWF. So they pitched together this perfect scheme. So Antonio Inoki wanted to do a peace agreement, do a peace thing in Pyongyang. Kim Il-sung had just died. Kim Jong-il had just taken over. And he needed that event to look good on a world stage. So, to a crowd of about 340,000 over a 2-day span, Antonio Inoki a Japanese wrestler, represented North Korea against the American enemy, Ric Flair, and beat the shit out of him to an erupting applause. And North Korea, by all accounts, loved it. They called it the Collision in Korea. Unfortunately, the pay-per-view tanked on stateside.
I wonder why.
And in Japan, nobody cared. Antonio Inoki lost his re-election bid and instead spent that time to keep making New Japan Pro Wrestling a better promotion. It's actually where a lot of wrestlers like Brock Lesnar, even Batista, kind of cut their
Randy
teeth.
Orton,
Randy
John
Orton.
Cena.
John Cena, I don't think, did New Japan.
I don't know if he did New Japan, but they all. Oh, is that what that is?
OVW.
Okay.
OVW was at the time was kind of a farm promotion of the WWE. But dude, so to think that this guy, this was all WCW was trying to win the ratings war, and Antonio Inoki was trying to win re-election, and they decided to make a fucking deal with North Korea
So where can I watch this documentary? Because I need to watch this
Dude,
documentary.
look it up. Well, I want to watch the match. I can't find the match, but it's called The Collision in Korea.
Collision in Korea.
So then, that's my watching, and that was fantastic. Listening, I have been listening to a lot of old school funk, and then because there's this one Capital Zen song I love. Obviously, I'm biased because Jeff Van Scoy, my cousin, is the DJ in Mr. Fi, and they do this cover of a Thumpasaurus song called Struttin'. And I just listened to it today for the first time after like trying to figure out what the hell that song is. I'm like, is that an original? Is that a cover? What is it? Dave Van Scoy, Mirth Minute Superfan, wouldn't tell me because he thinks the song's lame. Found it. And aside from that, listening to a lot of JJ Grey and Mofro, like that raspy southern rock bluesy twang. Just like if a singer smoked the perfect amount of cigarettes to refine a voice. Playing. I'm officially back in the diamond ranked play of Arena of Valor, the mobile version of League of Legends. I am, for my player, I play as Raz. He's a mage and assassin. I describe him as Mike Tyson with a gun. I am the 4th best Raz player in North America.
Dude, congrats, bro.
Which I would hate to see who those other 3 are because they would probably fuck my day up. But yeah, what about you, Frankie C?
So first off, I'm just giving myself a mental note here. I would love to bring back Steezer Stale. That was so much fun and some of the most fun I've had on the podcast when we were doing it from Chestnut with the Sugar Hole. That was like the pinnacle of Steezer
so
Stale,
fun.
which is a complete ripoff of Buttery. And it was just cool, man. It was just like, it's like everybody has their own preferences. I mean, it's a good talking point, especially once we start having guests on again. I think it'd be something I would love to bring back among many other things like Rant Cam. If not all days are great. But if I'm going to be honest, what music have I been listening to? I've been listening to some Fish. Sorry. But Trey has this one song called Drifting. That he opened up with at Glens Falls Civic Center after when they were headlining above that other band.
Yeah.
Great song. Fish has only actually played it once, and they played it once in 2003. It is a great, like, uplifting, like, good vibe song. And I do like people shit on Trey's writing, and like it's like too like spiritual or whatever the fuck. But I mean, it's a pretty damn good song, and Fish chooses to bury certain songs, and it just drives me insane. Because it's like if it was any other band, like Destiny Unbound, such a great song. Like Rocker, like I don't know.
Have so many great songs. That's the issue.
That's just as good as Chalk Dust to me. And it's like, why would you bury something that's so good and your fans fucking like it? Whatever. I know you guys sell tickets. The train keeps going, but I've actually been on a massive Michael Jackson kick. I've listened to straight albums of his music, and bringing up separating the artist from the art from the artist is definitely a real thing. And
bring it back to episode 1.
Yeah, bring it back to episode 1. But I really just some of his songs, like he did like a couple tracks with Paul McCartney, really good off Thriller, like just like the one-off shit you don't hear from like the Thrillers, the Billie Jeans,
best of hits.
So, especially now that I got a new car, like I've been needing some good music to bump, and like I've just been listening to straight MJ R&B music, especially. I've been really digging like we bring up funk. I love funk music, of course. Who doesn't like good uppity music? But vibing music, I'm just like, listen, bro. Take my hands off the wheel, let my car drive itself, and fucking do my thing.
I'll fucking dance.
Shout out, Mom. Shout out to Tina Kikello. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Thank you for coming into the chat. I love you, Mom. And then watching, I've been my new favorite YouTube channel for wrestling has become Wrestling Bios. They're a British guy who does the videos. What Culture Wrestling is also great. WrestleMania is also great. And then you start to question, am I watching the same thing regurgitated from another YouTube channel? But what I like about these guys is they even go in depth with the video games. So like No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, WWF Attitude, Warzone, all of it. Day of Reckoning, all the GameCube games. I loved playing that era of wrestling games, especially SmackDown versus Raw. SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Shut Your Mouth, Just Bring It, SmackDown 1, SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, all of it so good. And those games were ahead of its time, and finally 2K is catching up with the wrestling games. While I don't stay up to date, I would like to stay up to date with wrestling. I'm very much an Attitude Era kid, just like us, and Ruthless Aggression too, definitely some overlap. But also, I watched back Mike Ganser's Pro Skater set. Dude,
I gotta check that out, yeah.
Listen,
Tremendous.
you know that song? You gotta watch it. Oh, man.
Yeah, if you must.
If you must. I couldn't believe how good it was. And I also didn't realize that when Ganser's coming, he's bringing a rapper with a fucking DJ. So it's going to be literally all across the board when it comes to genres, dude.
They're rolling.
You need to watch that set, dude.
No, I'm going to download it and like check it out.
It's not oh yeah, you got YouTube Music. That's
YouTube
right.
Premium.
Yeah, boy. Shout out YouTube Premium.
Fuck me. And then Almost Famous. That was the first. Actually, I've turned on the TV since I've lived here, other than to play video games, twice now. And somebody got me to watch Almost Famous, and fuck, you would love that movie. It's about this kid who's like fakes being a rock and roll journalist for Rolling Stone that ends up getting the job, goes on tour with like one of the most famous bands. The lead actor of that band is Jason Lee, and you have to watch it. It's very much what we do, but we're gonna actually do the thing. And then, of course, how could I not bring up Larry David, the greatest comedian of all time? If not comedian, comedian is not the right word. He's the greatest fucking comedic writer of all time in my eyes. Man, I wish he was related to me. I love him. I love him so much. I just bought a T-shirt with his face on it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, 80K Fest is coming up. I always like wearing a wacky shirt. Like I got my Crikey shirt, so I was like, I bought that, and I bought It's Time for a Yo. I bought that shirt from the Kyle Dunnigan page. I was like, damn, you know what? Even though we lose money on that shit, when we do the shirt sales via like print per buy, we gain in the advertising free. And that could allow for a lot more creativity. We know a lot of great artists like John Hughes, who's made, honestly, such a fucking great intro for Classless Bastards, which, dude, Nux, for staying with the consistency. That's something we brought up. You were consistent with your podcast, and props, man. You make it happen.
Episode 9 coming soon.
Episode 9, look at that.
The Classless Bastards concert companion was, I gotta say, it was a nice idea. I love doing that, and especially because I was thinking of it in the same way that the JRE has fight companions as a kind of way to build hype before UFC pay-per-views. PJ Ferguson had made his fucking gargantuan return to Lake George to play 4 nights at the Beach Club, and it was tremendous. It was a great time. Dude, like, the recap that I threw together for him, I will say, for reasons that you guys can speculate on your own time, will never see the light of day. But dude, PJ Ferguson and the Tennessee Strange was such a fun band to work with, and having PJ on the podcast was just tremendous. And I just realized today or a couple days ago marks 1 year since him losing his dog Morris. Morris was a G. Morris was the watchdog when we were watching WrestleMania at his apartment in South Glens Falls, when we watched Ronda Rousey get the shit kicked out of her in a triple threat match for the women's title, and the first ever female headlined WWE pay-per-view. It was a very historic day.
Very historic.
Yeah, but either way, yeah. So episode 9 coming soon. Hopefully, we're going to be having Hawk and Load. Hawk and Load is this basically more so gets a lot more traction with his shorts on Facebook, but has been documenting the history and cool stuff about the hard rock and metal scene. Very expansive things on Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Motorhead, the Misfits, Danzig on his own, dude, just great. And we're hoping to hopefully get that underway, ideally, at some point this Sunday if poster boying doesn't work.
Hell yeah. And just to wrap up what I've been watching, listening, and playing here, I haven't been playing shit other than guitar. I've been playing guitar religiously every single day, practicing only the songs that I wrote. So I remembered the lyrics, and I fucking... watch out, guys. You don't know why I started this company. promote myself. No, I'm just kidding. But no, just to get into some of the last minute comments, my mom says potty mouth. You're damn right, Mom. And shout out to you again. My mom's been kicking ass and taking names back in the North Country. We're so happy to have you back up here. Brooklyn, Brooklyn ain't cool enough for you, Ma. And then also, right. Dylan McKenzie fact checked us, and Art from the Artist is episode 3 with Marissa Gilliard.
Yes, indeed.
So, with that being said, we're going to be doing this every single week. There's probably going to be a week. There's going to be a week where we don't do this. But most likely, we're going to fucking do this every single week because we have a set now. The set is going to be staying like this for majority of the things that we're doing until we replace all the gear that we already have. So that way we can just keep everything uniform. But for the most part, none of this is going to change other than swapping out posters and stuff, but it's nice to be doing this again, and it's nice to bury some fucking things, and it's also nice that, that we don't have to fucking take time out of our day, where time is precious now. We're in our latter 20s or early 30s, and we got to make things easier for ourselves to continue producing the Capital Region and Beyond's best content, video-wise. Not even putting any ego in that. I truly believe in our content. I truly believe in the work that you guys do. And just seeing what you've been able to do, PTZ, you now going out and doing your own thing. Doug, you've been self-sufficient. You're my fucking, dude. You know my eye better than anybody, man. And that's what I want to do is teach you my eye as well, because there's a standard that I have for this shit. And I can tell you right now, we ain't putting any garbage out. Only the highest quality content possible, because what the fuck's the point to half-ass it? And as Sam Luke said, you can whole-ass it. So, and I think it's only right that we have Sam back down here.
Oh yeah, we got.
I would be delighted.
Sam Luke is a genuine human being, and without him, we would still be here. Sorry, Sam.
But it'd be a little more lame.
Not as fun.
Not nearly as fun.
Would not be anywhere near as fun.
He's been on twice. He's a recurring guest, and I also want to just give a huge shout out to. While it's so awesome to see bands coming back and just side shout out to Wild Adriatic for fucking, booking another show November 3rd. But in retrospect, over the past few years, seeing what Chestnut Grove has done and just some of the music that they've created, man, I wish I caught the train earlier, because I truly love those guys. Everybody in that band's just a saint, and how much it's crazy that a band from outside of Philadelphia could have such a big impact in the Northeast. Up north, Glens Falls.
Yeah, I mean you
got to think WA a little bit for that, for sure.
Definitely. But I mean, they cut their teeth in it, man. They paid more dues to this Northeast local scene than a lot of local bands have. And dude, let's be real, we've seen them play the shit shows. We've seen them play the dope shows. We've seen everything in between. They have, no matter where they hail from, they will always have a place here in upstate New York. And that is something that they have earned after all these years. And to see them taking a break, okay, it's a bummer. Obviously, the only people who know how that's going to turn out are the members of Chestnut Grove. But if they really do decide to hang them up and move on to something different, hey, dude, fucking hell of a career, guys.
Hell of a career. And the great thing is, what is their tour called? Ta-ta for now. For now. So, who knows? We might get them back. But with that being said, Whiskey Hand again is on the loose. And... And I think it's about time we wrap this shit show up here. We've been streaming and laser beaming for almost an hour. And if that don't say anything, I don't know what does. But, guys, what's one message of peace that you would like to share with the world, starting with Doug Quimby?
Be positive and give out positivity. No reason to be a dick.
Know your worth and take care of the people who you want to take care of. Tip your waitresses.
Pay your production people. And that Guys, it's been fucking real here. We're here in the basement, Ramon's basement.
Ramon's basement.
Not our
Ramon's
mom's.
location.
That's it. Thank you all for tuning in to what is the rebirth of the podcast and also Mirth Films in general. Go fuck yourselves and have a great day. I'm not Bill Burke. Goodbye.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
One more time.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Cheese grater.